Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. So please sign my petition to have spring break canceled by leaving a dislike on this video. Now, I'm recording this in the middle of February. We have spring break at the Maricopa colleges. I think it is the second or third week of March. I mean, the weather is getting nicer. And do I dislike the concept of breaks? Not at all. What I do dislike is that spring break comes whenever it comes, and you might not be needing that week off, right? You might. I want us to take breaks when it makes sense for us to take breaks. Let me give you an example. I think I was in 6th grade when I first noticed this. I would get all excited about a holiday coming up, a spring break coming up. Spring break wasn't so bad, but especially the holidays. Christmas, 4th of July, be excited about getting off of school on such days. And then the day would come, and then I would realize that the fact that everybody took off on those days kind of negated the entire benefit of it, right? So everybody's traveling during spring break. Your airline tickets are going to be more expensive. Your favorite restaurant's not going to be open on the 4th of July. You get the idea, right? The fact that everybody took off eliminated much of the benefit of having that day off. I was in 6th grade when I noticed this. Now it's Friday afternoon, and happy Friday. The thing is, I actually don't like the weekends the way they are. Yes, I think we all should take regular breaks. Maybe roughly every 7 days. That part is fine with me. What I don't like about the weekends is that often they don't come in sync with what you want to do, right? So for example, sometimes on a Friday afternoon, in a previous life, I worked at a tech startup company. And sometimes the best ideas would come Friday, and then I'd be forced to go away from it for 2 days, and then I'd come back and the idea would be lost, right? Or when I was going to school, I was studying for the GRE exam, and it would be Thanksgiving Eve, and all of a sudden I get a burst of energy to study, but the next day's Thanksgiving. I either had to lose that burst of energy, or I would study through the Thanksgiving, lose out on time with my family. The point is that we all should take breaks when it makes sense for us to take breaks, not at predetermined times, right? Anyways, I thought I would throw that out there. Now you might say, but how would society function without some kind of synchronization? Let me give you an example. Right now there's a lot of discussion on quiet quitting, I was just watching a video about how restaurant workers are upset about low wages, and so that's why we have all these tips. Nowadays, you can't even go to a fast food restaurant without being asked to tip. Okay, so imagine you apply for a job at McDonald's, and let's say it's a part-time job. You sign up to work 20 hours a week or 30 hours a week. In an asynchronous utopia, what it might look like is you just have to show up 20 hours during the week. It doesn't matter what time you show up. Now you might say, well, that's complete chaos. Think about it. Your customers show up like that. What do? You get a statistical sense, right? When's the busy hours? And you serve them, right? Why can't it happen on the other side of the counter, right? And I think everybody would be so much more productive. And the reason for that is I can't tell you how many times I have a shift at a certain job that starts at, let's say, 10 o'clock in the morning. And by the time it's 8:30, I even though the commute might only be 15 minutes, by the time it's 8:30, I gotta really, it puts a constraint on what I can begin doing, right? And so depending on what you're doing, it adds a lot of overhead, which is what made it really frustrating at my last job at the tutoring center, because I had very specialized skills, and I often was only needed 2 hours here and 1 hour there and 3 hours there. And every one of those shifts added a lot of overhead. I don't think my boss fully appreciated that. Anyway, so yeah, I propose we cancel spring break and allow people to recharge whenever it makes sense for them to recharge. And also, don't judge how people recharge. Right? Some people recharge by, well, we just had the Super Bowl, right? Some people like to recharge by viewing a lunar eclipse, right? and I think that's going to be a tough one. I just sent a very scathing email because I was looking at our PTO request system, and it kind of asks you why you're going on PTO. I sent a very scathing email asking them to please delete that. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.